All right, everybody, Jacob, Miami Dolphins Syndicate. Before we get into what we're here to talk about, I'd like just personally let y'all know that today, Thursday, the 29th, I'm going to be on ESPN+. I'm going to be commentating FAU North Texas. You see on your screen right now, 7 p.m. Myself, Frank Ford, your boy's going to be on ESPN. So if you have ESPN+, please make sure to tune into that, as this will be my second time on ESPN commenting basketball. It's the women's basketball game. It's actually a little confusing because if you look here, it says North Texas. The men's team and the women's team are playing North Texas. So if you do tune in for me, 7 o'clock against North Texas, that's going to be the women's matchup. So if you want to support your boy, please tune into that. But what we're here to talk about is Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is all but guaranteed to be the starter. Now, Mike McDaniel chose his words wisely when talking about Tua, when talking about Teddy Bridgewater as to who's going to be the starter. Basically said, we're looking like that Teddy Bridgewater is going to start. So I don't want to speculate anything too much. I assume Tua's not playing. I made a video and then quickly deleted it because news came out that Tua has a concussion and was all but confirmed to be out. Literally, as I was going to release the video, basically was confirmed that Tua was out. The video was basically saying, like, if Tua is cleared, some tough decisions need to be made. That's basically the extent of what I was saying. So it's not a guarantee that Tua is out, but it is looking like we're going to be rolling with Teddy Bridgewater against the New England Patriots. Teddy Bridgewater has made 2 real appearances this year, the first time being against the Bengals. His first start, he had 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 93 passer rating. That was against the Vikings. And then that game against the Bengals, 193 yards, a touchdown, an interception, and a passer rating of 84. So Teddy Bridgewater, he's a capable quarterback. He's not flashy. He's not athletic. He doesn't have a big arm. There's comparisons you can make to Tua. They do have a very similar game style where they're just going to run an offense. They're not going to wow you with their athletic ability. They're not going to wow you with their electric arm. But they both can get job done. Now, when Teddy's come into the game, I don't know if it's just a lack of game reps or what it is, but just the eye test has not been there. He's looked slow. He's looked lethargic. He's looked like he's just standing still in the pocket and just going to make a throw. When he made like 2 throws against the Bills game and even the Jets game when he went down and got a concussion, even though we all know he didn't get a concussion, we saw him in there and it looked weird. It looked stiff. It looked like he wasn't really wanting to be there. And then Skylar Thompson comes in and he looks athletic, but it's kind of uncaged. They're 2 very different quarterbacks, Skylar and Teddy. But Teddy can come in and run an offense. Now you're going against the New England Patriots, and we look back to week 1. Tua's stat line was 270 yards and a touchdown. Again, nothing that wowed us, nothing that set the world on fire. Tua got the job done. We had to lead the entirety of the game, and we won against New England. If you look at New England, they're 14th against the pass, allowing around 215 yards per game. Just the 2 outings alone that we've seen Teddy play, he's averaging 263 yards in only 6 quarters of play. He did play a little bit against the Bills. He did play a little bit against the Jets. I'm not really counting those games. He was in and out literally within minutes, practically. I think Teddy can come in and do a job. I know a lot of the fan base doesn't like him. I think a lot of it's because of the fact we're paying him $10 million. And when he comes in, again, I don't want to accuse him of anything, but he looks disinterested when he's in the game. That's the best way I can say. He doesn't look ready to do a job. He doesn't look motivated. He doesn't look like he's got a fire lit underneath him. He looks like he's just out. He kind of looks like Jay Cutler. I hate to say it because I like Teddy. I like the story that he's gone through, but he's kind of looked a little bit slow, a little bit unorganized, maybe not organized, a little bit unenthusiastic about being the quarterback. But he's going against this Patriots team that they're in a pretty bad place themselves. The Patriots, the Dolphins, the Jets, it's like nobody wants to claim that last wild card spot. All they're doing as much as they can to not win it. Mac Jones and the Patriots have now lost, 3 games in a row. Of course, lost that horrendous end of the game against the Raiders. And then last week, had opportunity to win the game against the Bengals, had the ball on the 5-yard line, they fumble it. And then you look at the Jets. I mean, Zach Wilson speaks for itself. And then the Dolphins lost 4 games in a row. Tua, it's now come out that it was a concussion in the second half, and that's probably why he didn't play as well. I still have my reservations about Tua, and we'll see as the season goes on if he gets another opportunity, whether he proves me wrong. With Tua, I am very much willing to say, you know what? He's turned it back, and he can play and he can be the starter. Tua's kind of on probation for me, I guess is the best way to put it. When he plays good, I'm going to say he plays good, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to feel good about him. But when he plays bad, it does rise a lot of concern. And so it's a game-to-game basis for Tua. Teddy coming in, he's probably not going to be here next year. He's had very few opportunities, 93 passer rating, 83 passer rating. 329 yards is a little bit inflated from what that really was. A lot of that was at the end of the game when we were down 2 scores. Jalen Waddle took a pass for like 65 yards, a wide receiver screen. So that was inflated there at the end. But Teddy can get it done. Teddy, in his years around the league, he won a 5-game winning streak with the Saints. Saints had a great offense around him, went 5-0 in replacement for Drew Brees. Got the starting job with Denver. It wasn't what it was meant to be. Of course, Minnesota had the heartbreaking injury, and now he's here. He's been a journeyman quarterback. He's somewhere fluctuating between a backup and a starter. So having that as a backup quarterback, kind of like you see with Gardner Minshew with the Eagles, what Geno Smith has been now, Geno Smith stepping up into a starter role. There are these guys that are just floaters. You don't know whether you really want to invest in them as a starter or just keep him as a backup in worst case scenario, like the Dolphins have had here. Your starter goes down, and now you have a capable backup to go in. I don't feel great. I'll go more into a breakdown tomorrow about the game as a whole. I don't have a lot of confidence right now as a Dolphins fan, seeing that we've dropped 4 games in a row to good teams. But I have confidence in Teddy to go out there and just do what the offense asks him to do. He's not going to be doing anything too crazy. He did have a deep shot to Tyreek Hill against the Bengals. It's going to look a lot like Tua, and that's why he was brought in. They can run a very similar offense. They can look pretty much mirrors of each other. One's right-handed, one's left-handed. Teddy's a little bit taller. Tua is a little bit better at the things that both of them do well, so that's why Tua is the starter. But I do have confidence that Teddy can go out there and run an offense. It's not going to be exciting. It's not going to be sexy, but I do think we can come away with a win. And if we come away with a win and the Jets lose, we clinch the playoffs right there, and we can let Tua sit out another week if we so choose to do so. So, how do you feel about Teddy Bridgewater? Let me know down in the comments below. Are you very confident? Are you not so confident? I feel like I'm somewhere in between, but considering the fact that the Patriots have been struggling recently, I do feel a little better about it. They're not in a great place confidence-wise. We're not in a great place confidence-wise, but we certainly have a lot better talent. I think we have the better quarterback on the field. I'm not a big fan of Mac Jones, and the more and more time goes on, and especially how dirty Mac Jones has been playing, taking a cheap shot last week at Eli Apple. I didn't see what it was, but there was a personal foul called on him when they were down in the pile for the fumble at the goal line. 3 flags were flown. I have less and less respect for Mac Jones as the season goes on. So I like Teddy Bridgewater even a little bit more going into this matchup. Do you feel confident in him to get us the win in New England? Let me know down below. And again, right before we leave, please, 7 o'clock, ESPN Plus, your boy Jacob Kelly here, Miami Dolphins Syndicate, Miami Dolphins Syndicate's own, going to be on ESPN Plus, North Texas, FAU. Would mean a lot to me if you tune into that game. If you do, let me know down in the comments below. See your boy in a suit and all professional. I know. But thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to like if you haven't done so yet, subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.